Hi, I'm Rob Raybon, and we're going to do a quick little install video on the brand new FlowMaster Delta Force cold air intake for your 2011 to 2014 5-liter Coyote. So this is our box. You can see it's a brand new Delta Force. This is pretty well built. Brand new filter element, which is already pre-oiled. You got your intake tube, which is nice. It's got threaded bungs for your sound tube and your recirc stuff. You got some couplings. You got this actual box, which is a lot nicer than some of the competitors' boxes because it's metal instead of the usual plastic. And it comes with some clamps too. Step one, go inside, pull your hood popper, and then pop the hood here. Hood prop up. Make sure that's nice and secure, that way you don't drop the hood on your hands and mess up your photography fingers or your picking fingers, depending if you play guitar or banjo. So this is your stock cold air intake. You gotta take the mass airflow out, all these clamps. It helps if your engine cover's already off because this kind of blocks everything. Also, if you have a strut tower brace, that's also gonna block these screws. So all that might have to be taken off on yours. First thing you're going to want to do is take a T20 tip like this, and you can take your mass airflow sensor out. You want to make sure you don't get your mass airflow sensor dirty. It's very sensitive to dirt and dust. One little speck of dust or a little grain of sand can really make that thing mess up. You don't want to do that. You can blow your motor if this thing gets dirty enough. So take that out. You might actually want to put some tape around it just to protect it. So I recommend throwing a little bit of painter's tape around that. Next thing you want to do is take this recirc hose out. What you got to do is pull the clip up and then yank this, and that pulls right off. Then you want to take a flathead screwdriver or a 5/16. This clamp, this clamp, and then this will all come apart. And you want to take your air box, take these clips out. This has a push connector that'll pull right out. Then this whole assembly comes off. Next, get the rest of the air box out. Just pull the filter. One bolt here, I believe it's a 10 mil. Just yank that out. You want to do a little bit of pre-assembly to your intake tube. Right here, you'll get a 90. You put the 90 in. And then this one, you get a straight. And that goes right in here. When you put these fittings in, make sure you don't over tighten them. You want to leave them kind of hand tight. I mean tight, but not like super tight, because this is just plastic. You don't want to break the threads and everything. I have 4 clamps. You want to take the 2 that are smaller. Take one, so I can couple it here. Put it there like that. Take the other one. So when you're putting in your 2 fittings, you got your 90 there. It actually comes with a plug to kind of plug up the sound tube hole. Don't lose the plug. You find the plug. Once you find the plug, throw it inside. Prefab this so that your screws are lined up, and then you can just kind of connect to this. And you're going to have 3 bolts with washers and lock washers, and you want to put all that together for this. Alright, now that the air box is fabbed, put this here, don't forget your clamp. Here. The airbox uses 3 bolting locations. One is going to be here where the stock airbox was. The other one's going to be this mount that's actually for your ABS octopus. And then there's one down here that is also attached to the ABS octopus, I believe. So you can go ahead and bolt all that up too. You can reuse your factory bolts, obviously, because they're still there. There, and they all appear to be 10 mil. And grab your mass airflow sensor. Take all your tape off. Make sure that it's nice and clean. If you have some mass airflow sensor cleaner, I recommend cleaning this while it's out. Take your gasket. Gasket on with the mass airflow sensor to face that way so the air is pulling through that little nipple right there. Alright. Lastly, you want to take this bump guard stuff, edge guard, whatever you would like to call it, and just wrap it around the airbox. You don't necessarily have to wrap that all the way around. I'm probably going to cut mine. They probably recommend that you wrap it all around, but I ain't got time for that. This does have a bit of metal in it, so tin snips work just fine. Lastly, you want to check all your connections, make sure all your clamps are tight, make sure nothing's loose. This is good, your plug was tightened up, and your mass airflow sensor is nice and secure. And that's it. Gotta say, it looks pretty good in there. So, that's about it for the install. It was pretty easy. I'd give it, I don't know, 2 out of 10 on difficulty. If you have basic hand tools, a couple Torx tips, and some Allen wrenches, you'll be fine. Take you about an hour, 2 hours. Maybe, I don't know. Depends on how good you are. You can probably do it in about a beer. I'm not drinking because it's like 10 a.m. but it's pretty easy install. It should work pretty well. I'm taking it to the dyno. Adam Brown's gonna do his magic and we'll see what he makes. I think he'll make pretty good power.